What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the top of the map in the red color, playing as Thor. He's a Smurf by the name of Matreiuss. However, we know him much better as Shelty, the Snake Shelton. He's come in. He's sitting top of the ladder on this Smurf, showing everyone that Norse ain't that bad. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen here, because he's going up against none other than the legendary, the incredibly talented, the ridiculously strong, the powerful, the Matreiuss, and he is playing as Poseidon in this game. The map is Ghost Lake, and I'm very excited to see what these guys are going to have in store for us today. We got a 1 gold mine Ghost Lake, Thor versus Poseidon. Always a fun time here. We do see it's a very low hunt spawn at only 4 caribou. So this is going to be what's going to be really important in this on this map. Actually, I tell a lie, it's 8 caribou, but 2 spawns and 4 caribou. So a little bit more than you'd think, but really not that many, not that much. So the thing to remember about this matchup is, or when you have not a lot of hunt, is that the herdables are really important here. So for Matreiuss, what he needs to do here is make sure he gets as much scouting done, much efficient scouting done in the early game with this Katoskopos to try and find the hunt. Both the Katoskopos and the Ulfsark have 5, or well, actually the Katoskopos actually has a little bit more speed than the Skraeling. So technically, in the early stages of the game here, you should actually find more goats than otherwise. So one thing that you really want to be doing here as Poseidon, as Greek in the early stages of the game, is scouting forward first. I would like to see this entirety of this location around the pond here scouted, because that's where all of the initial goats are. You can send them back home. So we'll see exactly the type of goat differential here. We've got 7 goats for Matreiuss versus 5 goats for Shelty right now, as well as 6 goats, 7 goats. So it's actually equal right now in terms of herdables. Makes perfect sense. I think generally in the early stages, actually the Greek does end up with more herdables than his opponent if he has this Katoskopos scouting efficiently. If he doesn't, then the Norse player might get more. Because there's just more speed. You can scout from the start of the game. Doesn't have to spend 14 seconds building a house or building all these walls. Now, if the Norse player does end up building themselves a second Skraeling or a second Ulfsark, they will then be able to get more goats than their opponent, unless the Greek player decides to make another sacrifice somewhere. But not really that important here, I guess, as it's relatively equal going forward. So the big question right now is what is Matreiuss going to be trying to do? It looks like he's going for a 330 advance time here, going for the full 430 classical age, which is I would say a little bit slow with Poseidon in this matchup. One of the biggest advantages of playing Poseidon is having consistent food. You're always going to have at least 900 food in your starting base, because this lure can attract up to 1,000 food. So even on maps where you have 0 starting hunt, you're still going to be able to chuck your lure down and be able to get your hunt going and probably be able to hit a 415 advance time most of the time. We also see the early Theseus coming out. Now, the reason I bring this up as a really important thing here moving forward is that look at this advance time from Shelty. This is because Shelty had 1 Auroch and had to walk over here to these caribou to advance. Now, if you're playing here as Matreiuss and you're hitting the classical age at 4 minutes and 4 seconds right now, you would be in your opponent's base by about 4:30, I would say, or around there, attacking this berry, attacking this over here, scouting around with your Katoskopos, seeing where to attack. You'd be able to actually push off of these berries, in fact, while Shelty is still advancing. But because Matreiuss advanced so late, he's going to get no real advantages out of having this lure in this game. So we'll see if that's going to be a problem here or not, as he's going to have to decide what sort of build he wants to do at this point. I would be surprised to see anything other than Hippocon here. I think Hippocon in this kind of a situation is kind of a must just because of the low food situation that he's got. So we'll see what he's going to throw down. He's getting himself his Hippolyta out. And also going to throw down, there's the stables. So normally I'd say probably don't want to go cavalry against the Norse. But one thing you can do here is you make a handful of cavalry to defend, go and kind of force and hopefully force out raiding cavalry. Is the raiding cavalry what you want to see? And then go to the heroic age by sitting in your base, eating your goats, defending with your handful of cavalry, getting yourself watchtowers, all those good things. And then you hit the heroic age and you can make prodromus and counter all of the raiding cavalry that your opponent has massed up as an idea. So we'll see how that's all going to come here as the more villagers coming out. Walls coming up here for Matreiuss. Double stable is up now for Matreiuss as he is ready to start pushing in. Matreiuss has got his center sitting out the back here. A little bit confused with that one. I think maybe just he should know that this is here. He did scout it with his Katoskopos. He's searching around, making sure there's no sneaky food gathering parties here. He will find. Oh, he doesn't. That's a weird one. He looks in here, but he says, "Nah, I don't want to scout there anymore." We see the Valkyrie coming through there. Whether or not Matreiuss spotted that one or not is pretty unlikely that he actually spotted that, unless he was directly staring at the computer screen on the map area there when that Valkyrie popped past. But he may have spotted that one. As we do see the relics on the map here have been found. We've got Penedora's box here, negative 25% mid-unit training time, and the Tower of Cestus. This is giving you an extra 30% ranged attack and 10% hack attack. As the dwarves continuing to come out here. For some reason, Shelty leaves his dwarven gold mine here. You could delay that ox cart just a little bit more to get just a little bit more resources out of it, but we'll see how it's all going to go now as Shelty is deciding he's got some units. He's going to come over onto this caribou to do that there as the raiding cavalry have pushed back. Now, we do have 47 population right now to 55. So basically at this point, Shelty should be fine to grab this hunt over here. He's going to be completely happy to come and sit here and eat this hunt and defend it. As we see the raids looking around here, we see a house that can get potentially taken down. This centaur could technically wedge itself in here and start harassing the dwarves here. Now, this is a really, really nice building positioning from Shelty, and this is what makes Shelty so good. Look at this. You can't get past here. There is no way to get past here. This is also walled off over here. Some beautiful play right now. So Valkyrie gets pushed back. Matreiuss still waiting around a little bit here, just playing defensively and waiting to see what he needs to do. So really the thing is here that because of the situation that Matreiuss is in right now, his best bet has to be cancelling Hippocon now that he's seen all those raiding cavalry and kind of praying a little bit that Shelty doesn't do the same. Because if Shelty cuts units here and goes heroic age, then he kind of finds the advantage. But right now, Shelty is just spamming from 3 longhouses. And there's nothing for him to attack right now. But I think we're just going to keep seeing this spam going on as Matreiuss gets caught out a little bit here. He's going to be losing himself his centaur, losing a bunch of HP on these Hippocon. A little bit of a mistake here from Matreiuss as Shelty's defense is showing up in this game. He also picks off a Hippocon there as well as that damage. Nice play thus far as we are now going to see Matreiuss deciding to turn around, taking a little bit of a fight here. His units will be winning this one as Shelty is deciding to take it here as the Valkyrie is getting pushed back here with the Hippolyta trying to snipe that one down as it will go down there. Nice play there as now the heroes can start helping out quite a bit in these fights. We're going to see the raiding cavalry getting pushed back home. And Shelty here says 60 population, Matreiuss 72. Winning one fight here oftentimes is enough to make your opponent go full defensive. So Matreiuss winning that fight, he could just say, I know my opponent's going to go full defensive here, and I'm gonna rush next age. But we are seeing the raiding cavalry have slightly snuck out here. They're going to be moving into Matreiuss's base. Matreiuss has already got his walls down, though. He's in a really nice defensive position. We are actually seeing Matreiuss getting himself a lot of favor here with a bunch of villagers on the temple. So he might be looking to grab some centaur or looking to get himself the upgrade Thundering Hooves here. And we'll see how it's all going to go. But the thing is here, the big thing that I want to make apparent here is that this is a 1 gold mine Ghost Lake, and not only that, the gold mine over here is not really going to be grabbable here for Shelty. In fact, I don't think either player has spotted that. So he thinks that all the gold mines are on this side. So what Matreiuss is going to be attempting to do here, which is actually not a bad idea, is get himself Spirited Charge. I'd love to see the Armory going down with a bunch of Armory upgrades, and Matreiuss just going full send on this location over here. In fact, honestly, we are actually seeing that. Look at this. This is Shelty's just playing it correctly. I like the idea from Matreiuss, but Shelty's just playing it correctly. If he gets to the heroic age here, he gets himself Frost. He gets himself all of the advantages of being in the heroic age with the Frost Giants. This extra upgrades that Matreiuss is going to grab are just not going to cut it here. He does have himself this Armory, so he will be able to get him some Armory upgrades. Honestly, I think instead of getting himself Spirited Charge here, Matreiuss could have actually gotten himself Copper Weapons, Copper Mail, and that's worth more, in my opinion, than the Spirited Charge. Copper Weapons is cheaper than Spirited Charge by about, if you consider one favor to be 10 resources, Spirited Charge is going to be costing you 500 resources, so you're going to have a lot more to play around with. But Matreiuss might be looking to get all of them at the same time here. As Shelty is now moving over here, look at this, the towers are getting set up. We don't have ourselves quite yet crenellations, but I'm sure that Shelty is going to be going for that here. As Matreiuss is... I would say he is giving Shelty way too much time on that gold mine over here. As the units are over here, we see Scardy coming in. The Hippocon starting to hit. Half of the Hippocon getting hit on this location here with the Frost coming through. Bit of an early Frost there. I would actually prefer to see a ceasefire immediately here from Matreiuss. Matreiuss then cut production, go heroic age himself, utilize the curse here to push in onto this location and see what he can do there. As we see Forest Fire getting dropped down onto this position, going to get a whole bunch of damage done onto those frozen Hippocons there. It will open up this location quite significantly though, so we'll see how that's going to go as the Theseus and the Hippolyta going after that Frost Giant. Frost Giant down to 190, 163 HP there as it does get pulled back as the other Hippocon do have to retreat away here. Matreiuss in a very, very difficult position right now as Shelty continuing to spam out these units here. We are going to be seeing the Theseus getting some good damage done over here as the Hippolyta getting taken down. These units circling around here beautifully as now Matreiuss pulls back. He's got himself Copper Mail. He's got himself Spirited Charge. The cavalry of Shelty right now have no upgrades, but the forces here for Shelty, 95 population to Matreiuss' 100 population. Matreiuss should technically be able to win this fight here, as we do see the Theseus coming over here, going to take out that Frost Giant. Just barely 7 HP, does go down here as it looks like Matreiuss has to pull back as Shelty somehow, some way managing to pull ahead in this game. After all is said and done here. As now Matreiuss turns onto this one, tries to take this down as best as he possibly can. You see Matreiuss over here on this gold mine fully walled that off as best as he can. All of his Hippocon seemingly getting taken out here. And even though Matreiuss has got all those upgrade advantages right now, it's just not working out for Matreiuss at this point. He's still pumping villagers out. He's making farms. He's in a world of pain moving forward here, trying to muster up some army right now as look at this. We've got ourselves 12 farms here for Shelty. He's got no upgrades on the farms. Honestly, if I was playing here as Shelty in this situation, I would be thinking about throwing a market down, putting all these dwarves instead of onto farms, onto gold, eating these berries as well, throwing a market down, buying myself food to produce gatherers to build farms. And that way you can continue this pressure a lot better, and it would be maybe a little bit more clean in terms of the macro. But I don't think it matters right now because Shelty is just so far ahead in this game as the Hippocon are going to be retreating away. We'll see what Matreiuss is going to be looking to do. We see the stable getting taken down here as those Hippocon swinging in onto this location over here as the Theseus comes through, going to attempt to take out the Frost Giant, but there's just so many units here. This is the hardest part for Greek to deal with, is in this situation, is dealing with the Frost Giants. They are so big, 600 HP. They just deal so much damage. These heroes don't do they barely deal any damage to the Frost Giants. I think they deal something like 20 or 30 damage per second here when you take into consideration the armor and everything else. As the raiding cavalry moving in, Matreiuss has to cast Ceasefire now. You have to cast Ceasefire, right? I mean, he's full population, but he needs some time over here as the units are getting taken out, and maybe Matreiuss is going to be able to hold here as the villagers are retreating away. There was a wooden wall here that Matreiuss could have turned into a gate, potentially retreated out of to keep his villagers just a little bit more alive here, but Shelty continuing to push in. One Frost Giant down, the other Frost Giant slowly starting to get taken out here. As Matreiuss returning back over onto this gold mine right now, the raiding cavalry getting cleaned up here as Shelty here is continuing to pump out things. He's got no market still. I don't see one getting produced just yet here. As Shelty is retreating all the way back. And Matreiuss now finding himself back into this game. The thing is that he's kind of stuck in he's kind of stuck in the classical age because he's on farms here. He's going to need to spam out like 20 farms or something in order to get the 800 gold he needs to advance. There's no berries left on the map for him, and we are seeing these towers are up, and this does set off alarm bells for Matreiuss though. Matreiuss has checked this gold mine out. It's got 1,000 gold left. If Matreiuss can keep the pressure up here, as we are now starting to see infantry coming out, Matreiuss might want to throw down some military academies or some archery ranges now and sit on this gold mine, because this is definitely a possibility for Matreiuss to get a sneaky gold starve moving forward in this game. As Matreiuss jumps onto the wood over here, we'll see if he's throwing down any archery ranges. No, he's getting more farms here. No military academies down. Definitely something like that could be absolutely huge moving forward, because look at this. Look at this Shelty. He's got good units right now. If he gets himself the upgrades here for the Ulfsark, he will be able to make these Hippocon hurt just a little bit. But I mean, without any, well, he does have a little bit of upgrades now. He's got himself copper weapons and copper mail here. So those Ulfsark are effectively right now medium Ulfsark moving forward. As more walls getting thrown up here. Imagine Forest Fire to open this up, but I'm going to see the wooden wall getting broken down here as Matreiuss trying to get himself some archery ranges down at the very end here. We see the Hippocon moving in onto this position over here to get some good damage done onto these villages. The dwarves do have the towers to retreat into, so who's going to come out in front here on this base trade-esque type thing here as the dwarves getting taken out. We see the dwarves deciding to turn around and take this fight ever so slightly here. Ceasefire is still available here as medium infantry comes through. The villagers are going to start getting taken down as the dwarves staying alive for quite some time. We do have these watchtowers getting some good damage done. There is no crenellations here as the dwarves retreating away into the towers. More dwarves getting taken down. Both players losing so many units here as Matreiuss retreats back. There's the ceasefire. Very, very tense position to be in right now as Shelty and Matreiuss have both lost a lot of units here. Honestly, if you're Matreiuss here, you could just think about moving your villagers over onto this gold mine here, taking the fight here, and seeing how things are going to eventuate here as Matreiuss still doesn't know that he's got a gold mine over here. He thinks he's been royally gold screwed. There might be a gold mine over here, he's thinking, or something like that. He only knows there's 2 gold mines over here. He might be thinking this gold mine's his, but that's not quite how the spawn works there. As we're now starting to see those archers starting to come out here as we see more archery ranges coming down. We'll see if this is going to work. We do have the Frost Giants coming in. This is going to have to be a full defensive effort from Matreiuss. Matreiuss probably could just send 1 or 2 Hippocon over here to create some chaos for Shelty. Because look at this. He's got himself 9 dwarves, 6 villagers over here as well. No villagers on wood right now. Everyone food, everyone gold. Full send right now. Defender's advantage is here, though, for Matreiuss, as his Hippocon are going to do the best they can to hold on. Do we see any extra upgrades coming in? We do have bronze mail as well through for Shelty. That's going to be absolutely huge, but these Toxotes should be a really, really big help here in this fight as the villagers do pull back. Matreiuss does spot this gold mine over here as he moves over onto that one there. The wall getting broken down here as the units are going to continue to flow through here, taking Matreiuss out. We see the Hippolyta now starting to target down the Frost Giant, though. She's a little bit drunk. Had too much much at the tavern, but now finally starting to find her mark as the throw and axeman for some reason coming through. Matreiuss is looking like he is holding strong here as the units pushing back over on this position. As Shelty here is still looking like he is ready to push in. We still have all those Ulfsark. If you're Matreiuss, you've got to keep this pressure going. Let's check out the economic upgrades here for Matreiuss. He does have himself pickaxe, so he can consider getting himself the upgrade for that one, shaft mine, very, very soon here. If we take a look at the map, there are 2 gold mines remaining, one here and one here that neither player have scouted just yet, as we'll see how things are going to eventuate here as the Toxotes starting to get some damage done. You need to make sure your Toxotes are nice and safe here from behind to get the damage done. We see the wall coming up over here as the Ulfsark come in and deny that one for the time being there. The Ulfsark want to try and sneak in here, take out that villager, maybe move in and hit the gold mine over here as the units have been cut off. We see the Ulfsark coming in. You got to be super careful here. If the Ulfsark get in this surround, it's going to be absolutely huge as Shelty manages to get in here. We are seeing Matreiuss. He's just retreating back. He's taking so much damage here in this fight as those Ulfsark get completely onto the Toxotes here, and the Toxotes don't get any damage done at the start of this one. Absolutely huge here for Shelty moving forward. Those Frost Giants going to come in here and do tons of damage as well. Longhouse is getting dropped down in onto this location. Shelty dropping down just barely in population, whereas Matreiuss falls down to 70 population. Moving forward, we do see some Hippocon raids coming in onto this position to take down some dwarves over here, but Matreiuss is so far behind in the population. His gold is about to get cut. He's got 0 gold in the bank. His villagers trying as much as they can to help hold this position, but Matreiuss has been pushed back here. He's got more units coming in. This longhouse has not been finished up. If we take a look at Shelty's economy here, the villagers are going to shank down these Hippocon as best as they possibly can here. The Ulfsark coming in to deal with those as well, but Shelty's got no resources in the bank here, but it doesn't matter because he's at full population. He's cut gold. Matreiuss has to tap out. What a game there. That one was on a knife's edge for the entirety of this game. I feel like had Matreiuss made a tech switch into infantry here instead of into archers, if he went hoplite Hippocon here instead of archers, this one might have been winnable. I mean, I actually think it was winnable even in this situation. So let me talk a little bit about how archers work in Age of Mythology in case people don't really work it out. If you compare the stats of the Toxotes to the Ulfsark here, the Toxotes does 6.5 DPS. This Ulfsark is doing 10.8 DPS because it's got copper weapons here and medium infantry, so it's a lot more. But if you just look at the base stats, it's 6.5 to 9 damage per second, right? So yes, the Ulfsark, well, both units actually have very similar pierce versus hack armor. So if you just take that as a straight stats thing, it seems like the Ulfsark wins out hard if you really think about it. Obviously, 9 damage per second is more than 6.5 damage per second. But the Toxotes deal damage before the Ulfsark start dealing damage. So by the time the Ulfsark gets in and starts fighting, the Toxotes should have done around about 12, 13 damage, if not 18 damage before each Toxotes, that is, before the Ulfsark even start fighting. So then the Ulfsark are playing catch up to get in onto those Toxotes. So it's really, really important when the Ulfsark start moving in, or the infantry start moving in, that the archers are firing. And if that's the case, then the infantry are more than likely going to be losing against those Toxotes, against those archers. And the critical mistake that Matreiuss made here was moving out, and then when Shelty was moving in to surround his army, not fighting back immediately with those archers. Hit box formation or something like that, immediately start fighting, and then he might have found himself in a much more even position at the end of that fight, and then he would have been able to actually probably go in and win this game. Because look at this, like Matreiuss has got resources right now up the wazoo in terms of food, in terms of gold. It's just in terms of food, in terms of wood, it's just the gold that is being cut off. If Matreiuss was spending resources right now on units and not lost everything continuously mining gold here, he would have been much better. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.